味方が襲われているな。防衛に向かうぞ、奏者よ。
Fate Extella the Umbral Star is the type of game that will only appeal to a select group of people, those who are really into Japanese culture, anime, and the Fate series. As someone who enjoys games like Dynasty Warriors, I was eager to finally begin my adventure with Fate Extella, but what I didn't expect was to feel so lost throughout my time with the game. This game is strictly for fans of the popular franchise. I had no knowledge of the Fate series before the Umbral Star, and it made for a confusing experience. There is so much lore, existing history, and terminology that will make newcomers feel as if they are unwelcome to play the game. After my 15 hours playing through the action title, I was able to identify the characters and their motivations, but I still felt perplexed because it was so easy to tell that the game wasn't aimed at me. It was made for people who invested plenty of time with the series. In terms of story, there are a variety of campaigns that you unlock through natural progression. In the main narrative, you control Master alongside Nero, a reincarnated version of the Roman Emperor, who recently won the Holy Grail War. After this, Nero has to become the ruler with your character by her side. She abides in the Moon Cell and tries to conquer all the territories within the land. Fate Extella the Umbral Star is a hack-and-slash game that will make fans of the Dynasty Warriors series feel right at home. Players control their character and must capture different point zones on the map. Blue zones are under your control while red zones are owned by enemies. In order to complete the level, you must reach the amount of points so that the tides of war turn in your favor. Every zone is worth a certain number of points. After capturing a zone, it's possible for enemies to try and take it back. Trying to gain control of the overall battlefield can oftentimes be stressful, but I found that it only enhanced the overall experience. Each zone is separated by a warp point. Some zones have multiple warp points, so there's some strategy when it comes to running around the battlefield. Upon starting the game, players can choose their gender. I decided to play as a female character, but it ended up making the narrative so weird. Nero constantly calls Master her husband, which seemed out of place since my character was a female. Before starting a mission, prepare to be given a lot of story details. These moments take place in Nero's bedroom, where the player can increase their bond, craft items, and equip skills. Combat is fast-paced, responsive, and intense. My character sliced her way through hordes of normal enemies, zone guardians, and brutal bosses. The square button executes light attacks while triangle does a heavy mode. Circle can use a special move, while L2 transforms your character into an ultimate form. Leveling up rewards you with more combos to use in battle, and every new maneuver I learned felt satisfying when executed in battle. My favorite aspect of Fate Extella the Umbral Star is definitely the combat. At times, when my hit count exceeded 5,000, I felt like an ultimate badass. After the main story, you unlock another campaign from a different character's perspective. There are also a wide variety of side missions that focus on various servants your character interacts with throughout the campaign. With each level lasting around 30 to 40 minutes, there is a lot of content to experience. Visually, Fate Extella the Umbral Star looks fantastic. The anime-styled visuals are excellent, and the flashy effects during special moves are a treat. Every level looked great and the character models were all unique and distinct. The sound effects were also excellent, but while I would have preferred to have some English dialogue, the Japanese voice acting was top-notch. Fate Extella also runs smoothly with hundreds of enemies on screen at the same time. It's commendable that the development team created a game that didn't feature a single frame rate drop or technical issue. While during the time of reviewing this game, I played it on the PS4, not the PS4 Pro, and I also played it on Vita. The only main difference between the PS4 version and the PS Vita version was that the Vita version gives you less enemies on screen, but it still looks pretty graphically impressive for a handheld game and not too far off from the PS4 version. Honestly, there was nothing wrong with this game. My problem was that I couldn't follow much of what was going on, and that is because I didn't have any knowledge of the source material. Besides that, Fate Extella is a great game. After my time with the game, I craved more. I wanted to watch the anime and read the manga. I even wanted to go and play the other games. The universe found in Fate Extella is rich and engaging. It not only has excellent characters, but the narrative is great, twisted, and mesmerizing. As a fan of the genre, I was instantly sucked into the gameplay and had a blast. While people who don't know the series will have a tough time understanding what is going on, fans will have a blast taking control of some of their favorite characters. Fate Extella the Umbral Star may be confusing, but it captivated me from the beginning to end.